Hello, and welcome to another episode of Space Engineers Areas at War. I'm recording a session now so we can kind of get ahead and do a couple of boring things, a little bit of action before I live stream later today. Got a to-do list up. What I've done in the meantime is basically I have moved our station that we had around Loros to Crait because we're desperately short of magnesium. I've had no luck finding any asteroids near our asteroid base that have any. So the best thing, I think, is go planet side. Crait has a ton. It also has polar caps, so it's going to give us ice as well. And so yeah, so I've moved our base across. I did a few jumps, just connected up to the docking port and turned off the safe zone and converted to a ship, docked up, and then just jumped with it attached to the connector because the station itself at the moment does not have a jump drive or any thrusters. I'm thinking, excuse me, after the move yesterday that I should address that, so allow the station to be a little bit portable. But in the interim, it's fine. So we came across the Crait. We did find a GC beacon nearby that has two turret platforms as well as a station. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go across and take that out. I did decompose some components that I had so I could make enough ammo. So we actually have some ammo now after the kind of disastrous ammo occurrence yesterday. So yeah, we're going to fix that. Well, that's roughly fixed. We've got enough to kind of take out the station, I think. And then once that's taken out, I'm gonna deconstruct the station. It depends how damaged it is, actually. We'll take a look. Either deconstruct or repurpose it ourselves, and then we can kind of move this one to a different location. I think the mission for Areas at War is going to take us to Lorenzo next, I think. So it might be worth kind of bringing this station across there, parking it in orbit, and then we've got a safe zone that we can deal with. GC, if I remember correctly, are kind of pretty they like to harass, so that might be a wise idea. But let's take it one step at a time and see how it goes. Okay, and so without further ado, let's kick off. We are probably going to get harassed by GC on the way. And actually, before I go, I'm going to make sure I don't make another of the mistakes that I made yesterday, and not have a bookmark. Like yesterday wasn't completely awful, but yeah, it was. In other ways, it was also a disaster. So let's head across. We are okay for hydrogen, but we will be a little bit circumspect about it. And yeah, so here there's a station and two defense platforms. We're 74 away from the planet, so I'm kind of hoping that prevents us from getting too harassed by forces from the planet itself. And I need to remember to make sure I use the right camera. That was another mistake I made yesterday. There is a camera that's more aligned with the railgun. And if I remember correctly, with these defense platforms, the artillery turrets are mounted on the periphery on this kind of ring that's scaffolded out around. And then while we're heading across, let's just make sure that we have a get out of jail option. a little bit. I'm gonna get to yeah, let's get to like 10k before we slow down, so we don't get in range. And then we'll take out the defense platforms, and there's also artillery on the station. So I'd like to avoid that. So there's the two defense points that they have. Give us a bit more speed. Make sure we don't go smashing into anything like we did yesterday. I'm so ashamed, embarrassed about that. Well, about that, and also you know, the fact that I reloaded. So yeah, here we go. Off we go into the breach. I think it's Railgunner's 2k range. And our artillery turrets. Less. I can't actually remember how much artillery has. Tell us here? No. But I think we outrange. Fairly certain we outrange these things. There's artillery on the bottom of the station, and then guns on around the side near the top, I think. I'm going to avoid blowing up the hydrogen tanks, which are around the other side, I think. I think the forward artillery has a 6k range. So we're less than 10 now, so let's just slow down a little bit. As you know, I'm far from an expert at this game. That has a 2k range on that. That has a 2k range on that. Okay. So we're at 7 at the moment. Get up to 100. Take dampeners off. And apply some lateral thrust. Get to the other edge of the station. This thing does have a lot of decoys on. Right down. So we're at 4. And I think if we just get a good angle on this, so the defense platform and the station is roughly, not precisely, but roughly on the same plane. We have one that's closer to us. We should be good to go. So let's take a look. What are we doing now? Yeah, that kind of looks like the right type of thing for me, that I'm thinking of anyway. Okay. So 2k range. Not getting any kind of lock on. I don't know how far they are from each other. I don't want to get too close, we can take a single shot. It's 4. Okay, that did not move, which means we are not close enough, which is okay. Slightly confused that we're not getting a lock on the. Not a huge expert on the locking side of things. I think the seat has a lock. But let's get closer. Wait until we're reloaded. I think if we sit it sideways on, we'll take out a good chunk of the ring. So I'm looking at the distance on the station. Like I can lock onto the station, but I can't lock onto here, probably because of the decoys. So 3.8. Like there is a decent, the acceleration on this thing is decent. So if we do find that we're starting to take some damage, we can pull back a little bit. Okay, let's try something like this. And that is not moving, so I'm assuming that means that we're too far. Our artillery has the same range as the railgun. Weird that I see a target on that bottom one, but I don't see a target on this one. It can't be that much out of range. A little bit nervous, actually. Okay, let's come to a stop. Almost at 3K. So that's 3 point. The one down the bottom is 3.4. That's almost in line with the with where we are on the station, and that's 3, which means that this one is probably roughly the same distance away. So it's 0.4. So this is going to be 2.6 from us. So if we come in more, 0.4 kilometers, so 2.6, 2.8, 2.7. Okay, we can lock onto that. That's good. And let's just, before we do anything else, let's make sure that our guns are on. Okay. Switch across to our artillery. Oh, we moved up on that one. Probably the decoys are working against us. It's a little bit high still. Okay, but it's moving now. That was a complete miss. But a big chunk of that is destroyed, so let's turn our guns off. And I'm assuming that's completely bamjaxed. It looks like it. Okay, that's good. So we're 2.6 away from this, and the artillery, that looks like artillery at the top as well. Fairly certain there's artillery at the bottom. So now we know we don't actually have a proper distance. Do I have my orientation around the wrong way? I probably do. Yeah. Yeah, that's more like it. So that's the bottom. Okay, and I don't want to hit those hydrogen tanks if I can avoid it. Where are we at? We're targeting weapons, but our main guns are... Let's get a bit closer. And I'd like to just kind of take off the bottom of this thing. I wish there was a more precise way to target weapons. Oh, okay, maybe a little bit too close. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, that looked like it exploded too early. I'm actually wondering if we should take out the defense tower. That's 2.4. There's artillery on both sides of this, so I'm actually looking if I can just to take off the bottom section. I don't know if you take out antennas, it stops. I don't know if that stops the things from calling for help. I'm not seeing anything else on the screen yet. Let's just wait for this railgun to reload. Okay, that's done. Give it 5 more seconds. And we're on the railgun camera. And I want to come in just above. Okay. That was definitely a direct hit. Now there's another one around the other side. See, artillery worries me most. They do have PDCs. As well. And we also have that defense platform, which is completely loaded with artillery. In fact, we may as well lock that while we're here. And that's going to be out of range, so we have a 2K range. Keeping our eyes open for any damage from that turret, and then we're just going to move around a little bit, get a bit closer. Should be good. And I seem to remember the on the railgun camera, the artillery is shooting quite high because of probably where it's placed. So we'll try and calm a little bit lower. It's at 1.9, it should be good. Let's see where this lands. Okay, that was, oh no. Okay. Aim for center. I'm a little bit impatient when it comes to shooting. I don't always wait for it to come to a complete stop. So that was a bit high. So let's come down a little bit like here. Okay, good. And then once this is out of the way, we can work on the look at those decoys on there. Again, that was a bit too much. There we go. Is this railgun reloaded yet? Watch out. Patience. Spin, maybe spin. Okay. And then, like, we're too far away now. It's spinning and it's moving away from us. Don't know if they have thrusters to fix their trajectory. It's not as damaged as I would have hoped. So this is 1.7. Keep an eye on that. 2.68. Going to come around the other side of this tower. See if we can see that artillery on there. Not seeing it, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's not there. We were successful in repelling GC yesterday. Despite my, is that artillery down there? I think it might be. Keep an eye on where the other things are. Yeah, it looks like it could be 1.7. We're on the. I'd like to get a better angle on it if I can. Those are blast corners, so maybe coming down a little bit. And then getting a better angle is where we are at. So far we're out of range. I'm not seeing any damage from the other one that we did. Yeah, I can clearly see the profile of the gun. Okay. Okay, let's wait until we come to a stop. And let's see where that takes us. Okay. That was too low. By about the size of the reticle. Something like this, I think. Switch across to our artillery. Oh, that was way too high. Oh yeah, because the artillery is a bit below. That's not going to do much against that those blast corners. Okay, looks like we are reloaded. Wish the zoom on the camera was more. And I wish it would actually show weapons properly with a proper indicator. It looks like you're still there. So we will down, scoot across a lot more. Is that actually artillery, or did we actually blow it off? It looks like it is. And then we have to worry about the guns. I did retrofit the ship with some heavy armor at the front, around some of the guns, around the back. I need to do around all of the guns, but I've just not done it yet. Okay, that is a clear view. So we're on the railgun. Okay, that was a hit, and that is that's gone. It's toast. Nice. Well, okay, that's my next problem, is that I am out of oxygen for some reason. I had an O2 bot on me. Not a good time to run out of O2. Okay. Defense platform, station, beacon. Let's have a look. Like the defense stations are still there. This one's still a lot more intact than I would like. There is this one. I think it's out of guns. No, there are some guns on there. If I can take out that beam. What? That was wrong. Am I on the wrong camera? Yes. If I can take out these two connectors either side, there's three there actually, three guns. Whoops, what's that? Don't want to do that. Too high. Completely missed. This thing is ready, maybe? Oh, that was a good hit. It's like pinball. Okay, of course, now it's moving. It's a slightly more difficult, tricky target. And my aim is spot on, as you can tell. It hit, but it was not a good hit. I need let's try something like this. Okay. And whoops. Where's the station now? I think most of those things are kind of too far away from the station to actually matter. The only risky one is going to be this one, because I don't think it's quite far enough away. So let's hap it along its... and follow where I think it's going to be. Now we're hitting on the main body, but we actually want to get rid of the other parts if we can. Of which we are not doing a particularly good job of. But we do have other weapons. Off. Okay, that is moving away. Okay, now let's take a look at this station. So hydrogen tank. Now, what I want to do is come in at the station at an angle so my upper guns can get a good lock. And let's what gun is that? 6G assault. Can't control it because it's off. Let's turn it on. Can't actually remember which one it was. Toggle on off. Control. 7, 6. Okay. That's more like it. Can we be relatively surgical about this? So I know there's one about here. Okay, there's because there's 4. Okay, we're hitting everything except that turret. What is the best way? Let's get a bit closer. Come on. Double check where those defense platforms are. Okay, they look far enough away. Maybe I need to get closer. As long as we're out of range of those turrets. So let's get to 1 kilometer. There's one on this side, I think, just one. And then there's a few around the other side, I think. Okay. Not quite 1 kilometer. Ah, nice. Yeah, that's better. Let's take a look. Hydrogen we want to keep. Not seeing any more turrets here, which is good. So let's around the other side. One thing I did add, I was looking for a mod that would give us retractable landing gear, and I couldn't really find one that I was confident would work very well, but I did find another type of landing gear, which is a maglock. Not maglock, is it maglock? Hang on. Maglev. I need more coffee. So yeah, I'm hoping that will prove interesting. They also had a force field. What was it called now? They had a force field door. Looks like we're being hit by something. We're too close. Yeah, a little bit close. It's the Gatling gun. So there's force field docking bay and a force field like a shuttle bay door, which I thought was really cool. So I may give that a try. Okay, there's where are you? Over there, I think. Wrong. And that's not a good angle. I guess one thing I can do is just go into range a little bit. So the guns are actually firing at us. Yeah, there's one here. Oh, that's not good. That was also not good. But we can see it now. We're going to come from the other side. I think there's one more shot in here. On the other side. Yes. Yeah, nice. So now let's get closer. Come down a little bit. Do we see any flashing? Don't see any flashing. Anything that could be looking like a turret. It's kind of in shadow, so it's not easy to tell. Where are we in relation to everything else? So here we're looking for like little sparkles in the space between us and the station, which is an indicator that there's weapons. Font is not exactly readable. So let's get within a little bit high, I think. Okay. So now we're within 600. Again, let's go across. There we go. There's another one. That's out of action. Probably another one down there. It's a defense platform. Just want to make sure that we're not getting reinforcements coming in from the planet. Beacon. Is that potentially a gun? Which, if so, is probably too far from us. It's really close to those hydrogen tanks. Some coming. A bit more. Not seeing any sparkles yet. It's probably going to be interior turrets, but we can deal with that another way. Again, we've not decided quite what we're going to do with this station yet. That's a gun, but that's defunct. This one I'm not sure about. Not seeing any more sparkles. So let's risk it for the biscuit. And while we're doing this, if you're liking what you're seeing, I hope you like what you're seeing. Feel free to give me some comments, your thoughts. If you think I could do something better, then let me know. If there's something you'd like to see, then let me know, and I'll do my best. And please do like and subscribe to support me and the channel. It would help a ton, really. I need to get this up and running. Okay, so two guns here, they're disconnected, so they're fine. That's showing red, so I'm assuming there's a interior turret in there. Moving my cursor around the screen because I'm hoping that will highlight any other potential interior turrets. I'm not sure if this one actually is the interior turret or the turret we shot off from the other side. But so far things are looking okay. Of course, there could be a warhead inside, which would put a crimp on my day. And the tower looks mostly intact. The station, sorry, not the tower. Okay. And of course, I am being extra cautious. Actually, I'm going to make sure that build and repair is off. I don't want it futzing with anything yet. There was a big lag spike. Okay. So the next thing wrong button, need to do is I want to get a good look at things. Where's a good place for us to dock? Probably this one over here. But I could also try the maglev, whatchamacallit, if there is enough space for us to actually land. I only need one of them to attach. And we've got 4. You can see there's little triangular things at the back of the ship. And I thought, what the heck, why not just kind of give it a try? It's got they have different versions that you can use, which has a different range of where the maglev will actually kick in. So we're going to try and use this pier thing out here. Probably this one. Give us a little bit more space and flip her up. Make sure that we're not going to crash into anything. Okay. And then down. Okay. Now, knowing my luck, there's going to be a bollard underneath us. Is there a bollard on that thing? Yeah. Okay. And again, for safety's sake, let's make a save. And then we're going to have to clear out that bollard and we can take a quick butchers. Our guns are off, so we don't accidentally blow up the station, because the guns do get a little bit overexcited sometimes. Now we're going to find out if there are any turrets in range. Take this out. Don't care too much about breaking that. Okay, now we should be able to get this thing attached. Ba-da-ba-dum. Whoop. Okay. Do we have enough distance? Yes, I think so. Okay. That looks aligned. That looks aligned. We might be too close. No, we should be okay. There you go. That's locked. Nice. So this allows you to, you know, dock easily. It gives you a lot of space. This is 3 blocks. I chose the 3 blocks one rather than the 5 block one. I figured it would help if I needed to land on a planet. Because this thing, while it can go in and out of a gravity well, yeah, it is also a little bit tricky. Okay, we have hacking computers on here. So it's going to go through and hack this station, and then that will make it ours. Cool. I'm going to let this run, and I will come back when it's done. So we've hacked the station. It's now ours. We are now towing it to where our other station is. We're attached by maglev. We don't have enough resources to build out the docking connector on the station itself. So we're just going to tow it across. We've got tons of resources on this station, so So yeah. And then once it's fixed up and we've got guns on it, so it can be safe. I'm not sure I'm going to put a safe zone on it. I'm in two minds. You know, it kind of makes sense to use safe zone, and then we don't need guns and we're going to be safe. But it also kind of feels like it defeats the purpose of this scenario. So I'm not sure yet. We should decide. I decided against scrapping it because this thing is mostly intact. And it's got the right types of things that we need anyway to act as a resource gateway ship. So yeah, we're towing it across now to where our station is. We'll bring it close, extend the bubble, and then finish fixing it up. And then we will move it in place around Crait. Where is Crait? Over there. There's a location on one of the poles that has a ton of ice and also has magnesium. So we will go there. Let's put our dampeners on because I don't know how long this is going to take to slow down. Yeah, it's slowing down okay. Looks like it's going to be about 1.5 kilometers. Let's turn the dampeners back on, dampeners back off, boost back up to 100. And we'll slow down again at, I don't know, 6 kilometers. This the station has a ton of hydrogen in the tanks, so that's another good thing about it. Now we can decant some into us, but it's got more than we can hold, and I don't want to lose it because we're mostly hydrogen based at the moment. So yeah, once this is done, once this is fixed up, we will move it across so it's directly above where we're going to set up a base on the planet for magnesium and ice. Where's the station? I'll line up a bit more. I don't want to repeat of that terrible mistake yesterday. Slow down at 3, I think. So yeah, we'll put it directly above. I'm not sure about the safe zone, whether we're going to stick a safe zone on there. I will think about that. In some ways, it's good because GC, the NPC Corp, they're pretty hostile. They have gunships and drones and that sort of stuff, and it can be quite constant. And it ends up just being more of a hassle than fun. But I'm not sure yet. I'll think about it. So let's get this in place. I'll extend the bubble, get it repaired up, and I'll pop back. Okay, and this is where we're at. So the station was brought over to the station that we reclaimed, Foregone Station, connected up so we could access materials and that sort of stuff. And basically, I went through and patched the entire thing up. It wasn't too bamjaxed, so it wasn't too difficult. It took a couple of hours to do. I dropped on some iron thrusters, just a few in every direction, so I could maneuver it a little bit more. And we threw on some gyros so we could get the orientation right. Added a few more connectors. So here's something for our main frigate. I think it's a frigate that we have, and something here for docking from, because this is a gateway, or will be a gateway station. So something here for docking from cargo ships from the planet. What else did we do? We set up a command center near the top of our thing. I think is this it here? Yeah, this is it here. Near the top, slightly fortified. I put on a safe zone. We're kind of really running low on zone chips, so I need to visit an NPC station again pretty soon. Otherwise, we're going to run out. I think it's got enough for about 20 hours worth. And I added a few more industrial cargo containers on here as well, because this is basically going to be a resource dump from stuff that is processed on the planet and brought up into orbit for us then to easily pick up and aggregate around wherever our main base is going to be. There are a few things I want to do to it, but given I think the storyline is going to kick off again fairly soon, so I just wanted to have something that was, operational and that we could use. I'm thinking about turning this into a kind of hangar. This is not quite right, but I think extending it out here would be a good idea. Having something that's kind of slung underneath, I think that would look pretty cool. Put on a couple of reactors because I haven't fussed about too much with solar panels. It's got a few on there, but I'm not sure it's enough to kind of keep the station operational. I've not added any assemblers or refineries. I'm thinking at the moment that most of that was going to happen down on the planet. I may throw on some H2O2 generators. I'm still not convinced about what I'm going to do with ice, whether that's going to be processed down on the planet and then shipped up as hydrogen, or whether it's going to be shipped up as ice. So I'm in two minds about that. The reason for the quandary is basically, if it's hydrogen, then we need 2 cargo ships, or 1 cargo ship that is 50-50 cargo and gas, or 2 ships, 1 for gas and 1 for cargo, because we're going to be bringing up magnesium and probably gold. Both of those are down on Crait. Most of it is done. There might be a few gaps here and there. Yeah, I'm just noticing this. We could probably turn that into some kind of observation deck. But for now, it's fine. I'm noticing a few more blocks that are probably missing from our assault earlier. But that's okay. It's got antenna. It's got beacons. It doesn't have a laser antenna because we're a little bit short of superconductors. But it's looking okay. I went with the safe zone rather than guns, simply because the conveyor network in this thing is not great. And so there's a lot of plumbing that would need to be set up for it. So we'll avoid that for now. I did scout around, and I found the on Crait above the location of where we are. Yeah, on the location where we're gonna put our base. There's a kind of giant penis that I'll show you in a bit. That is engraved in the landscape. So I found that from space, and I put a bookmark 40 kilometers directly above it, and that's where we're going to move the station to now. But I think it's looking okay. Good enough for uranium on us. We're going to have to bring another batch back from our little uranium asteroid that we have. So what I'm going to do now is move across the should I move this across? Because it's probably not going to be used here. No, I should leave this here. This is the atmospheric fighter that we built yesterday that we kind of couldn't move. I realized what the problem was after a lot of trial and error. It was basically I was using small grid iron thrusters, and they just weren't big enough. And so the big ones do allow you to move it. So I did that. I moved it across, and then basically I built these little attachment points with merge blocks, and then attached iron thrusters that we have thrust in every direction. I think it's every direction. Yeah, up, down, left, right. Something looks wrong here. That should... I'll have to adjust that. We have one coming out that way, but we don't have one coming out this way. So I'll have to tweak that. I was wondering if I should move this down to the planet, but I think we're going to keep that purely industrial. Yeah. So there you go. Most of the interior is the same. I did clean out a few things. Made it a bit simpler. Put in a medical center. We have something to recharge our batteries with. But yeah, there you go. There you go. Let's just take a quick look at the interior. Yeah. And also because my energy is low, there's our medical center on this floor. I didn't want to futz too much with the interior, like I need to, but I didn't want to futz too much with the interior to get the conveyor network up and running. This is our command center. So we kind of had the minimal at the moment. This basically has everything we need. Got a programming block, nice big display, control seat, the new consoles, which I think are pretty cool. So yeah. The reason I mentioned the conveyor network is that getting breathable air was a little bit tricky. I kind of made do with what it's minimal at the moment, and I will need to fix that. I don't like having not enough redundancy for air inside because it is actually quite useful. But yeah, it's airtight, which is good. Got a nice view. I need to think about how I'm gonna do it a bit more. It's very chill. You know, cargo ships coming up from a mining run. You know, they come in the lounge, put their feet up. Needs a cafeteria or something. They've got the chill out zones, got bathrooms, but we don't have food and drink. Yeah, this is a place that I had to tuck in a fan. And of course it needs painting, as they all do. But yeah, it's cool. It's looking good. I'm happy with it. So we're going to move the station across now. It's 100 kilometers away. So it's going to take a while. And now I'll bring you back one final time when we're in place. And then we can move on to the next phase. Till then, see you soon. Okay, and here we are. We're parked in an orbit up above approximately the location where magnesium is going to be. The where is it now? Right, so there's this landing zone somewhere down here, and then I think some of these red patches, some of them are gold, some of them are silver, but we're primarily after ice and magnesium, so we should be able to get plenty here. I'm not sure if this area here, this light blue, is ice or whether it's water. I think there's water here, but I'm not quite sure how much. Our station is parked. It was a little bit tricky getting it stationary, so I could turn it into a station, because the location I didn't realize was had a P gravity. But I lifted it up and basically put the thrusters on the station on overload, and yeah, I managed to get things stable. Interestingly enough, I had to put all of the thrusters on overload, not just the upward ones. But I tried to make sure that I oriented the station, the arse of the station, down to where we wanted to be, because I thought that would be kind of, you know, the best way to get some lift to the planet directly underneath us. What else did I do? Yeah, I added a solar panel. This thing only had these few fixed ones, and I wanted something that just gave us a bit more optimized power. So we did that. I'm hoping this is enough, but we can always expand it a little bit. They're getting a good sun. It's using a custom turret controller.
A rotor and a hinge as per usual, with a camera stuck in the middle. But it looks good. It looks okay. And the station itself is happy here. I've turned the antenna on and the beacon on, so we should be able to find it again. And I have made a bookmark. I also fixed up this window that I noticed that was busted when we did a flyby a little earlier. Right over here. Yeah, these aren't the optimal ones. I need to tweak it. I was having a problem finding these particular ones without the adornment, but then I found them after. But yeah, it's been a long day already. I've already gone through an entire session on GeForce, which is a lot. Doesn't happen that often, but usually I kind of restart a few times, so it's not an issue. We do have some ammo. We don't have a lot, hence this is why we're here, for pick up magnesium from down there. But yeah, all in all, successful. We took out the GC station. We took out the what are they called? The sentry turrets that they had around the platforms. We took out this with fairly minimal damage. You know, as minimal as you can be with a round run on artillery. But yeah, that's good. So the plan is for the next stage, and I will live stream this. I'm trying to do a recording and a live stream every day. So this is the recording session, and the live stream will be a bit later. That's my plan at the weekends, and then during the week it's going to be reversed, I think. So the plan is basically load this thing up with materials at the other station. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the other station. Maybe I don't want to move it too close to where I think the next part of the story of the scenario is going to be, because I don't want to trigger it. But for now, it's fine where it is. So load up this ship, attach a miner that we can use down here, so we don't have to build anything on the spot, which kind of makes the amount of materials that we need to bring simpler. Land down here with this ship, and then build a simple processing base for magnesium and ice down here. That's the plan for today. We'll probably extend it and add a few more smaller bases for gold specifically. Silver's not a problem. We have a nice asteroid with that on. So yeah, that's the plan. So I'm going to get things ready, and then so I'm ready for the live stream, yeah, that's going to be shortly. So hopefully you found this entertaining. Hopefully you found it a little bit interesting. Please do like. That would help me a great deal. And if you're interested in content like this from me, subscribe and you'll get notified when I publish new content or when I go live. So thanks again. I will leave you with this beautiful view outside of the force field, because it is pretty. Look at that. What a beautiful sight. So thanks for watching, and I will see you again soon. Ciao, ciao.